it is your turn.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Service members put their lives on the line to serve our country, and obviously we have to do everything we can to ensure their safety. I'm concerned, however, that Congress has found itself having to create commissions, and some of these services have had to launch comprehensive reviews after the series of incidents. And these actions make it seem as though the safety offices may not be properly resourced or connected to these accidents. And so I have a few questions. Do safety offices have the capacity, the ability, and the authority to identify and investigate the root causes of training accidents? And I would like to direct that toward General Martin and also General Alvin.
Congresswoman, thank you. Appreciate the question. First and foremost, what I'd really like to do is I'd like to personally invite you and any other members of the community for a visit down to the Combat Readiness Center at Fort Rucker, Alabama, so you can see the exquisite capability we have there that we use not only to identify the root causation of each accident, but also to manage the data that comes in from the various accidents that are reported across the board. As it pertains to the capabilities within each formation to ensure that we mitigate risk. In the United States Army, risk mitigation is a commander's program. It's enabled by safety professionals, and those safety professionals are placed throughout our ranks in our formation, and we use them to help us as subject matter experts and also conduits to the rest of the enterprise as they talk to each other about different things to help commanders promulgate safety programs. But that being said, we've recently done a study based on some information from a GAO audit to take a look at our manpower, and we're looking at increasing the number of safety professionals we have at certain locations in our formations to get after some more of that additional subject matter expertise that we need to make sure we enable that commander's program to happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congresswoman, thank you for the question. I think it's a very important question too. I believe that one of the most important parts of our safety program is sort of the independence that the safety apparatus has per se. I think the idea that at the squadron level, if there are levels of mishaps that are the lower level, that's well handled within the squadron. But once the cost of lives or resources elevates, then that comes outside of the chain of command. And so the idea that they have the authority that without influence, within the particular command, to be able to have access to the resources, we immediately, when an accident happens, we immediately sort of sequester that and make sure we hold the evidence, if you will, and then we bring in, if the accident is serious enough, we bring in external, so they will have free reign to have all the information they need and the reporting chain that comes all the way up here to the headquarters. I think we could always, and I will agree with my Army colleague Joe there, we could always deal with having a greater number of people to be in there observing and have more safety professionals, but I do have confidence in the independence of our entire safety system to have access all the way up to the Chief of Staff.
Okay, and then one more question. Can you tell me what percentage of training accidents occur between active duty, National Guard, and reserves? And again, back to our Army and Air Force leaders, because I am responsible for JBLM.
Congress.
Yes, ma'am. I'll jump in real quick so we can get back to General Martin. I do not have the specifics. We have them broken out by aviation and ground, but I can give you very detailed. If I can take that for the record, we can have that back to you post haste, because we do have those broken out, but they're separately between aviation and ground incidents. And I understand. Thank you for JBLM. I was stationed there at one point.
All right. Thank you.
Congresswoman, I need to take that for the record as well, if I could, please.
All right. Thank you for your answers. And again, thank you for your service. I yield my time.
Ms. Strickland, that was a very interesting question. It not occurred to me that we really need to look at the three different pieces that make up a full unit. And maybe there's a significant differential. I'll be interested in having that information.
Thank you,
Ms. Spears is no longer bound